Today, we're going to make the video talking about Marvel Snap's super weird economy collector token system. There's a player that got to collection level 22,366 and it ended. And that's the end. And there's no more boxes to open. Joining with me today is Arnold T101. You are the Korg fan club president, and we're going to talk about the economy system. You just finished pool 3. I've been in pool 3 for a minute. It's kind of weird, and a lot of people are very unhappy with the collector token system, and a lot of people are making and talking about like new cards come to the game and like they can't buy them. Even you've said, I can't buy stuff, right? You've said this, I just want to buy stuff. But before we talk about all of that, let's go and talk about what's going on. And this was on Discord, and then we saw it on Reddit, and it's kind of, gone
made
to
its way through the
Twitter.
Snapverse.
Yeah. Here's the Discord thread response from, and there's a guy named Aaron, and he has a collection level of 22,372. So this is a beta player that's been playing since the very beginning. And my guess is that he has bought every single offer. He has bought every single gold for, $100 worth of gold. And refreshed every single mission possible and has refreshed the credits as much as possible. That's the only way to do this, is to buy everything, right? From the beginning, this is what is crazy. And he got to the end and there's nothing beyond 22,366. And a lot of people said, oh, he pulled Beast. No, that's just a variant. That's a variant. That's a Dan Hip variant. And then Steven is a developer. Thanks for sharing. Impressive achievement. Think we can call it a world first. We'll be extending in the future. So we're not really expecting a patch. Well, I don't know. There's going to be a drop on the 31st. We're expecting the battle mode here soon.
The series drop.
Yeah, and then MODOK, which is going to be like the next patch maybe, or the next season pass is not going to start to February. So this guy is kind of out of luck probably for a couple weeks. What do you think about this? This is kind of weird, right? That there's just a cap to the top.
My assumption was that like there's like something like a code that loops like the same progression system over and over again. Randomize the boosters, randomize the amount of credits, and put in a collector's reserve. That's what I thought it was. So so that kind of perplexed me a little bit. So I assume it's not hard to like just double what the current cap is. So on the developers end, so I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be addressed quickly. But I think it's obviously an issue for a very small, very small minority out there. So yeah, I mean, I guess seeing this guy, it seems like they're a big spender. It probably annoys them that they're gonna spend money. It's not gonna do anything for them right now.
Yes. Okay. And so one of the questions that came up also, and I feel like this is a misnomer, and I don't know, is how many Series 5s did he pull out of collector reserves? And he has a collection level of 22,000. And the answer is 0. And people are like, oh my God, he's got to 22,000. And the problem with looking at it that way is that this system is actually new. Like if you've played in the soft launch, the collector system is new. And the actual number you have to look at is, since collector tokens were introduced and the Series 5s were introduced, how much has his collection power gone up? And then they actually clarified in this post here that he has only gone up 6,000 collection power since the system was introduced. So the number to look at is he's gone up 6,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So really, what is that? He started at technically what's the quick math at, like 16,000 or something like that?
Yes.
16,000 collecting level. Yeah.
So my understanding is that first of all, the collector reserve does not start until you hit 1,000, and then from 1,000 to 6,000 on average, you should pull one, right? It's 1 out of 400. Yeah. So if he's gone up 6,000. It's actually not impossible. Like it's actually within like like standard deviation or some sort of like variance that he would not have pulled one. Does that make sense?
Right, he just got a slightly unlucky, but it's not like they went 20,000 without a Series 5 pull. They only moved up 6,000.
Right.
And they're kind of it's like it took me a little bit longer than the average to get to pull 3 complete. So it just happens. You're gonna have some that fall. Some people get really lucky to get a lot of Series 5. Some people are gonna get very unlucky and get less frequent Series 5. And you have those that get that average of 1 every 5,000 collection level or whatever.
Right. So let's talk about it. The collection token system and card progression system is really weird in Marvel Snap, and I wanted to hear your take. So I want to talk about two things: while you're in Pool 3, and then when you're done with Pool 3, and how does it feel? So talk about your experience in being in Pool 3 and playing against a Destroyer deck, let's say, and you don't have Destroyer, right? And you're going crazy, or you're playing against a Patriot deck and you're losing to Patriot over and over again and you don't have Patriot. How does that feel? And what they're trying to get you to do is just spin your way and speed through Pool 3, right? So talk about your experience, because you said something really interesting to me when you were frustrated by this, right? Let's talk about that.
Oh man, I can't remember what I said. I'm always frustrated by something. I think maybe was it about Wong? I can't remember.
I think you said, "How come I can't just buy the card I want?"
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, I want to buy Wong or whatever you wanted to buy, and you can't do it. It is so weird.
At most a day, really. That was all I could do. Yeah, so with going through Pool 3, and this is hard to explain to other people, it's not like a lot of other games that we've played where you can mathematically plan out, all right, I'm going to get this character on this day, get that character on this day. It's such a wild west when it comes to how you're going to go through, Pool 3. Like some people got Wong really early. Wong was like one of my last 5 cards I got in Pool 3. So I kind of missed out on a lot of the fun Wong stuff you could pull off early on. So it's really annoying not being able to get what you want. I always thought it'd be cool. We played a lot of Hero Collector games. They always have different shops. You have like a Squad Arena shop, or then you have a Fleet shop, and they would put characters in there that you can collect, certain tokens for, and you can be like, all right, I want this. And that's one problem with the Collector's Reserve. It's like so random what pops up. I for the past week, I got Pool 3 complete about a week or so ago. It's like, all right, I want to start looking for hopefully Null, Darkhawk, and Sherry, whatever. Like literally, it was constantly Helicarrier, Orca, Luke Cage. I didn't want any of them. It would be great if there was just a shop, that would maybe, give you a determined list of 12 or something like that, and you can kind of pin what you want. I wish there was more of a way to predict where your progression path was going. Get what you want. It is very annoying. It doesn't bother me as much about the Series 4, Series 5 differences, but going from Pool 3, it's really annoying seeing how everyone's gonna be a little different. Maybe that's kind of the magic about the game, that everyone's gonna have a little bit of a different collection. But for me, because there's a degree of collection to this game with the competitiveness. Since you can't spend money, you just gotta be at the whim of RNG to get what you want, and sometimes it's just gonna take a lot longer to get what you need.
And so this is the weird thing too. So and I've had this conversation with other people that have played other games, Marvel Strike Force or Galaxy of Heroes, and they said, well, I can't even spend money on the game, right? And I said, it's about $20 a day, and what do you get for that $20, right? What you so let's say you go in and you buy $100 worth of gold, and then you spam your refreshes, right? And then there's a cap to that per day, and then you buy all of the credits, right? And then you just go up a little bit, right? And it's slow, right? And then in every 4th collector reserve you open, you're getting a card. It's random. And you're going to be doing that until you get to about where were you at collection level? About 3,000?
It was 3,500 or so.
Okay, so that's a little higher than a lot of people. Some people are a little
higher.
Yeah, some people are doing it in. It depends whether you played in soft launch, whether your global launch, how many Series 3 cards you paid 1,000 collector tokens for. So this is the situation now. I think players have two choices. You wait it out, and you will get all of the Series 3 cards over time, right? I think it's about a 5-month period. If you just play the game, you're free to play. You're going to get all the Series 3 cards for free, right? And then, or if you don't like that, you spend $20 a day, a little more than $20 a day. I don't know what the exact number is, but and then you just are, using your gold to buy refreshes, using your gold. and then you're buying the cards that you like out of collector. Now, did you buy a lot of Series 3 cards with your collector tokens? What did you spend your collector tokens on?
I got myself Galactus. That was my big one, and I loved it a lot. I can't remember, but I think I got Arnim Zola, and that was just me just making an uninformed decision. I definitely would not have gotten Arnim Zola.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, it was just, I thought it was a fun, it was like, oh, it's a lot of fun. I think it's only 1,000 tokens though, right? So it's not like the end of the world. So that was the only other one that I got. Otherwise, no, pretty much now being informed, it's like I exclusively just use them on Series 4, Series 5, Series 3. I'll get there at one point. Now, this might be another interesting tidbit to throw in here. I forgot. So for me, I started, I got into Pool 3 December 17th, and I spent about $1,000 in total to get Pool 3 complete. And I was buying like, the Devil Dino bundle, the Pro bundle and whatnot. So just putting some context out there. If you do spend money, I got Pool 3 complete from December 17th to like January 20, early 20 something. So that's kind of how the math worked out. I spent $1,000 in total. And then now that I'm Pool 3 complete, I'm not really spending any money until the series drop happens. Then I'll do the $20 a day until I get Pool 3 complete again.
So if you spend about $1,000, it's about a 5-6 week process versus a 5-month process. So you're paying to speed that process up, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, I still want to clarify, at least compared to other mobile games, $1,000 to be pretty much you got most of this good stuff. That's cheaper than a lot of other games. In a lot of other games, you can spend $1,000 in one day easily and still not make that much progress.
Yeah, so you can save your
mobile game.
So you could spend about $1,000, rush through Pool 3, or and we're content creators, so it's a tax write-off. We're trying to make videos. It's a little different, but if you're a whale, Kraken, whatever you want to do, you can spend about $1,000. You can get through Pool 3 quickly, or you just wait, right? And get cards when they come. Be selective with your collector tokens on cards that allow you to play multiple decks. Sarah probably is a good choice. Mystique's probably a good choice. Those type of cards. Anyways, so and then the problem with this system, I think, also is that when players are in Pool 3, they're only accruing about 1,000 collector tokens a month, and that is not a lot. And there's really no way for people to meaningfully engage with new cards while they're while they're collecting Pool 3, because like you said, you're about 3,500. I've seen numbers. It seems like it's about 2,600 to 3,500, and everybody's just looking around is like, yeah, that's cool. People are playing now. Do you think we're going to talk about what it's like once you're Pool 3 complete here in a minute, because that's where everybody's going to be eventually. Like, what is the game going to look like 6 months from now when everybody is Pool 3 complete? We're going to talk about that in a minute, and we're going to speculate. But the question is that I had a point, but I completely forgot what my point is. I was going to ask you about what people are saying is like, oh my God, people have these busted new cards that are coming to the game. Do you think that Series 4 and Series 5 cards are broken and nobody has access to them, right? Or very little access to them while you're in Pool 3?
Oh man, let's see. I wish I can feel like I have a great opinion on this, but looking at the decks, I used to get the Infinite this season. I use Silver Surfer, which is a $10 pass, and that's going to be a Series 5 card. And I use Galactus, which is a Series 6 card. I didn't really use many decks that were like Pool 3 only. And I know you use Darkhawk to climb, and I didn't have Darkhawk. I don't have Absorbing Man, so like that. That's something I wasn't able to use. So here's, I think, what I'll say. I don't think it's impossible to get the Infinite without Series 4, Series 5. Like, I think what it comes down to is having a reasonable deck that you could put together in Pool 3 and below. And I think the biggest thing is you got to know when to snap. You got to know when to retreat. It's like I always joke, that Kenny song, you got to know when to hold up. You got to know when to fold. That's kind of how it is with this game. But I do feel like on average, I do feel like there's a bit of a competitive disadvantage to not having those higher pool cards. Like, I'm sure your life was easy having Zabu Darkhawk, Silver Surfer, but I think you can still get work done. You got to just know how to play the snap game, I think.
I have a stronger opinion than that.
Okay.
I think the game is pay to win. All right.
Yeah.
I do think it's more extreme. Yeah, it's more extreme. If first of all, you can spend no money and get to infinite. I will not disagree with you. You can do it with series. You pull 2 cards, series 2 cards. With series 3 cards, you can do it. You're gonna have a hard time doing it. You're gonna have to be a 200 IQ player.
Yeah.
Without Silver Surfer and without Zabu, the game is challenging.
Yeah.
I think so. Now, if you want to spend $10 on the battle pass, I think that battle pass players, if they're diligent, can get to infinite if they want to, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't know about the series 4 and 5s. I don't know if they're necessary to get infinite, but Zabu and Silver Surfer really make some decks very powerful, and I don't know what it's like to play this game without those 2 cards. It seems challenging, right?
Yeah, I mean, you see people that do like, Ultron, because Ultron Series 3, Patriot Series 3.
Sure.
I've seen a couple kazoos, so it's not impossible. It's just the space for you to get more creative. It's just a lot more limiting because, like, when you get access to things like Null, Darkhawk, Silver Surfer, Zabu, it's like it feels like your creative space like doubles almost in terms of the potential power you can put. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because you only could do so much of Patriot, right?
Oh yeah, it's always, and I think any player could get to infinite or whatever you want to do, but and then there's some cards, and I'm just going to call out 2 particular cards that are in 5 right now that I feel are a bit busted, and that's Darkhawk and Shuri. And I feel like the players that have access to those 2 cards are at an advantage without a doubt. So is this game pay to win? It feels like it to me. Can you do it without it? Sure. But okay, so let's talk about how the system works when you are pool 3 complete. So there's this weird system where there's a new card being added to Series 5 once a week, and they also rotate the Battle Pass cards into Series 5. So if you don't buy the Battle Pass card, like I guess you didn't buy Black Panther, right?
I wasn't playing the game during Black Panther, so yeah, a big sad. I wish I had Black Panther.
Yeah. Okay. So either you're a Battle Pass player or you're not a Battle Pass player. I think there's a tremendous value in the Battle Pass. I've said this so many times. I go to a movie and I spend X amount of dollars going to movie, and I get 2 or 3 hours worth of satisfaction.
Black Panther you've been using for 3-4 months, right?
Yes, I've gotten so much satisfaction for the $10 and plus all the other goodies that come with it, right? Between Black Panther, Silver Surfer, and Zabu, that I've gotten my $10 worth. If I view this as a form of entertainment, like going to movie, what is the value to entertainment ratio? And I see the value easily with the Battle Pass. Now, this is where things get weird, right? Is like, okay, so now you're in your pool 3 complete. There's a new card going into series 5 every week, right? And then once a month, or they may change it, but the way it works right now is once a month they drop 4 or 5 cards from pool 5 down into 4, and they also drop some 4 or 5 cards from pool 4 to pool 5. And it feels like that there's a little more than 10 at any given time. There's a little more than 10 series 5 cards and a little more than 10 series 4 cards. So what we're talking about is the scarcity of those 20 something, maybe 25 cards. And I'm going to make the case, and this is going to sound really weird, and we're going to talk about how to get these cards, that if I look at my collection level right now compared to, let's say, that guy that has the 22,000 collection level, and how much money he spent on the game and how much money I've spent on the game, right? And I have 94% of the cards. And if I compare how much money I've spent on the game compared to someone that has 99 or 100% of the cards, I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands less than them, and I have access to 94% of the cards. Is that a bad thing?
I don't think so. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it too. That you kind of, it feels like you got more of the, what's it called, bang per buck. I don't know, bang per value. Yeah, right. There's always going to be someone like that. I don't understand buying cosmetics. Some people there's someone out there that bought like every single cosmetic and the store's empty. There's no more cosmetics to buy. I mean, the one way to look at it is that they spend all this money. They seem to enjoy it. They can hopefully afford it, and other people can play for free as a result. But yeah, for me, I think we're trying to see, all right, what can I spend to get the most value out of a game? Like, I don't know if I would feel good if I spent that much in those 22 something thousand collection levels. Like, are you really enjoying the game that much more than someone that maybe spent about 1,000 or something rather than, well, how much do you think they spent? Do you think it's north of 20,000?
No. It's between probably without cosmetics. It's cosmetics. It makes it unlimited, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But if they're just buying for collection power and progress with their collection, it's probably between $3,000 and $4,000.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so like exactly what I'm talking about. So I am, Battle Pass player, and I'll spend sometimes on these good offers, whatever, right? I'll buy some things someplace, and I have a 94.47% collection complete, right? I am missing 11 cards, right? And the truth is, I don't really want those 11 cards. And truth is, a good percentage of those 11 cards are going to be dropping from they're going to be dropping down on the 31st, right? And so I'm going to get a lot of cards then. And here's the reality of the situation. If I want those, if I feel like I need those 11 cards, it gets really expensive. It gets super expensive.
Oh yeah,
it gets so returns. Yeah. I mean, for me buying a battle, right now I'm getting about 5,000 collector tokens a month, right? And I'm getting the battle pass card for $10. So I'm getting 2 of the series 5 cards right there, and then they're putting in 4 a month, right? And then they're dropping down, and I'm going to get those cards eventually when they drop into pool 3, whatever. I have to wait 4 or 5 months. But if I want those cards on day 1 and I want all of them, I got to start spending $100 on gold, max refreshing, max buying credits, and it's going to cost me about $200 for enough collector tokens to buy 1 card. And so those 11 cards that I don't have are expensive, right?
Yeah.
They're really expensive. And the cost for me to be 100% complete just dramatically goes through the roof, a lot. Like I have to spend thousands instead of hundreds at this point. And is this a good system? Is this a bad system? I think it's okay for me because I have all the cards I want.
Right, yeah.
But there's people that want all the cards, and there's people that want the cards on day 1. And we've got this very, very expensive system, and it's randomized in the shop because the shop rotates every 8 hours, and you can't even get the card on day 1. Now, the more cards that you own, you don't have to rotate through the shop. Like if you own all the cards, it doesn't rotate the shop, but they still have variants in there sometimes, right? But you still have to wait for the card to appear. And I think that's kind of annoying. What do you think?
Yeah, I just wish there was more ways to predict, get some linearity. Linearity? I don't even know if that's even a right word. Just having linear progress. And I think just having a better shop. I mean, they're kind of there again. The game's it's still new. They can flesh this stuff out, but I don't like that the collector's reserve it's just so random what card's gonna pop up in there. Like, I think they need to branch it out more and give kind of like how they show you several variants you could buy, several variant cards, just several cards that you could buy instead of just one random one at the minimum. It's from other games I play, that this is the most annoying thing about this game, is just being able to plan out what you want and just feel like you can kind of keep up with all these series 5s that are coming into the game. I just think being able to pin what you want a lot easier rather than hoping it's going to show up and then pinning it would make things so much better, just in just a minor way to move things forward.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up, and my take is this. It's really simple. Buy the battle pass. Buy the really good offers and chill out and play the game, right? Yes.
You can play for fun, for free.
Yeah.
But if you're someone, let me just put. I'm going to put this way because this is my first season really playing. I'm past the tutorial and all that. I made Infinite. Infinite feels like it's more of a bragging rights type of thing.
Oh yeah.
I really, because again, we talked all about money. We didn't talk about time, like how much time, because I had to go from 50 to 100. You had to go from 70 to 100.
Well, I did that the season before, though. The season before I went from 30 to 100. That was a big pain. I know what it's like to go from 30 to 100. It's a huge hassle.
For the average person out there that's playing this game, you can play for free. And just know, I think if you can get Galactic, that's cool. I think that's kind of the thing to go. Even for me, like 500 gold, like I wish the rewards were a little bit more incentivized, but at the same time, I'm not mad, because I feel like if the rewards were really incentivized and there are really amazing rewards, I think people would probably feel a lot more worse about the system and how difficult it is to get these better cards out there. So enjoy the game. You can play it for free. If you do want to spend a little bit of money, use MobileGamer's analogy of like, if you go to a movie theater, you're probably spending what, $30, $40, $50 and you're done in 2 hours. At least if you buy that $10, and it's so far they've had track record where these cards are good for the long run. Black Panther.
I want my commission bid, bro.
Yeah, right. Enter creator code MobileBoomer, right?
All right. Well, guess what?
It's time. Well, not a giveaway. It's today's the meme review, right? Mini meme review.
I don't know what we're doing anymore, but we like to reward players for liking these videos. I really hope you like this video today, because if you did, you're in luck. Yeah. You get to look at this fancy picture, or it's a variant. I don't understand this one.
It's an exclusive variant movie. We talked about movies today. Here you go. For everyone who liked this video, you'll get the exclusive variant movie. I don't know. Just
there it is, right there. We bought a zoo.
I've never even heard of this movie.
It's so bad. I don't even know if it needs to be explained. Okay, Thanos decks are usually zoo decks, right? And that's the all right.
I got Thanos through a
like the video. We're ending the video now. All right.
Yeah, just end it.
End it. Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get your game on. Go play.